So imagine your mother named you Rick Ross and that's what you've been going by your whole life. You eventually end up becoming a kingpin drug dealer. And then you go to prison for 14 years, 1996 to 2009, right? I know that's 13, but closer to 14. Imagine that. And while you're sitting behind that wall in 2006, you see somebody from across the other side of the country adopt your name, your persona. Basically everything that you worked hard on the street for, he took it overnight. While you're sitting in a cell, fighting with correctional officers who are telling you to bend down and spread eagle so they can see what's in your booty hole. Just for a former correctional officer to act like he's you. The very thing that you hate is what he was. No, I got a tax buddy. So let's go to court. Now, Freeway Ricky Ross ultimately didn't win anything from these cases, but it was more based off technicalities than it was of the truth. Actually, here's him explaining everything and how it went down.
Now, this whole battle with the rapper Rick Ross, the case got dismissed state court, got dismissed federal court. Then you got a judge to say, let's take the case forward, and then they changed their mind. What's going on with this situation?
Well, right now we on appeal. We're waiting for a decision from the California Supreme Court. Hopefully it comes back with a favorable decision. They say I should have filed my case 5 days before I got out of prison, but by me not doing that, it messed up my statute of limitations. So that's the issue that we arguing right now. Did I have the statute of limitations run out on my rights to file a lawsuit?
Now, if you're incarcerated, does the statute of limitations treat it exactly the same for everyone else?
I'll give you 2 more years. But you know, I did 14 years on my last bit, so.
So when does the date start on something like this? Because he's been recording. I mean, what's the start date to where they know what the statute of limitations is?
We never figured that out. We tried to figure that out in court. The law says that when the general public becomes aware, we was trying to figure out what was the general public. She said that the day that he was first played on one radio station in Miami was the general public. We disagree with her. And then there's another case that's out called Crystal that says if the person republishes the name, then the statute of limitations starts all over again. We believe that every album that he puts out is a republication. Every time he goes on the radio, we believe that's a republication. Every time that he does a magazine article, we believe it's a new publication. Every time he does a concert, we believe it's a republication. But she said no.
How do your lawyers feel about the case going forward?
They feel that their arguments is strong and solid, but at the same time, you know, when you go to court, you don't know how you're gonna come out. It's a toss-up.
And that's always the tricky thing when it comes to the court of law, because it's not about what you know, it's about what you can prove. Clearly, everybody knew that Rick Ross stole his persona, the name, the image, the likeness, his NIL. He stole that from Freeway Ricky Ross. But it's about what you can prove. And as you see, he broke it down in a way where it's kind of hard to prove that he took that from you. So that's been a thing in the hip hop game for years, right? A controversy that's always happened. They've been going back and forth. But Rick Ross recently has been doing a press run to promote his book, and he has an album coming out. And he's been being exposed for saying a lot of foolish things. But in this particular case, he went on the PBD podcast, the Patrick Bet David podcast, and he actually pressed Rick Ross about him having Freeway Ricky Ross on the program and saying, yo, he's saying that you basically took his image from him and his name. What is your response to that? Let's get an actual explanation. And Rick Ross was not interested in giving an explanation.
But there was about a period of my life that I kept bringing people on because I wanted to find out who killed Tupac. So I brought on Freeway Rick Ross. I don't know what it was, probably 10 years ago. I did podcasts 2 times with him. And he came on and we spoke. And your name came up. And the lawsuit, he tried to sue you twice. I've never seen somebody try to sue somebody twice. That at the end, is it true that at the end of the lawsuit, he had to pay for your legal fees?
He wasted a lot of people's time. I hope he's coping with the crack addiction that he been dealing with this whole time, and I hope your listeners, I hope you didn't disappoint your listeners listening to that shit.
So as y'all see off the back, Rick Ross is out here playing. He ain't really directly answering questions. He's talking in this character mode cadence that I freaking hate. I'm tired of him talking like this. He never used to talk like this. But he's over-exaggerating this cadence. He's in character, and he's already accusing him now of being a crackhead. I don't know if Rick Ross did drugs, but why can't you just answer the question straight?
I just hope, man, you gotta maintain a certain level of quality, and you've allowed it to dip to a few times.
Putting him on.
I mean, you should go and look at your ratings. Pull up the ratings.
Rob, type in YouTube Rick Ross Bet David. Let's see how he performed. I don't know actually how he performed, but let's look it up.
Shout out to the PBD podcast, man. Shout out to Patrick Bet David, because he's holding Rick Ross accountable. Listen, you're going to put this out there to go check. I'm going to go check, and we're going to see what's going on. We're going to back up anything that you say. This ain't like these other rap podcasts where you get on there and they're like, I would never really mean to ask you this, Ross, but the people just want to know because it's been a lot of Hey, did you take this man name, image, and likeness? Yo, you want to check the numbers? Let's go see.
Let's look it up.
Type in Bet David and Rick Ross. Watch the cult guy come up first. 1.6 million.
The cult guy, you could.
No, but right there, that's Freeway Rick Ross was what, 6 years ago? Click on that. I think it performed pretty well.
1.6 million views on an interview? Man, that's great numbers, man. He being humble. That's great numbers. See, Rick Ross probably didn't even know them numbers. He just heard him say that he had him on there. He trying to be funny, but sometimes facts beat funny, and that's the case right here. 1.6 is amazing.
It did okay, 1.6 million. You want to go to the comment section? Let's see what the audience said. So I'm trying to see, I'm giving you my last alley hoop, and I'm trying to see what you're going to do with this one.
It's not an alley hoop. This is...
If you don't...
Dog, Patrick Bet David really cut Rick Ross some slack, because when he was reading the comments, the first thing that popped up under his video said the real Rick Ross, not the correctional officer wannabe. Had he read that, Rick Ross probably would have stood up and walked out of that interview out of embarrassment. This is what is associated with Freeway Ricky Ross's real name. You're calling him a crackhead. You're saying that this lowered his platform standards. Well, not to the comments. And we know that you like to read them comments, Rick Ross, because you was just doing the same thing with Drake.
Respect everyone, then you're disrespecting yourself.
This is...
Feel like this man...
Informant / crackhead.
Was he the reason why you named yourself what you named yourself, or not at all? Was there any influence there?
He's a crackhead. What are you talking about? Pull up crack. Pull up smoking crack. Freeway smoking crack. This what you should be talking about on your...
Him smoking crack?
You let me down. You're disappointing me, because where's the crack? Pull it up. I don't see it. Pull up the headlines.
You're saying now or back in the days? Because we know back in the days he had issues.
We don't know nothing. I'm asking to pull it up. Yeah. Where's the facts? We talking facts. When he sued me, he had to admit the facts about him being an informant, cooperating with this and that.
We know that. We talked about that. That's not something that we don't know. Why
you're not...
Exactly. This is what I like about real direct journalism. Great interviewer. We don't want to hear you deflect, and then we see in times, especially on these podcasts, these black podcasts, where people, they be like, okay, he's a little uncomfortable, so we're gonna voyage off to another topic. No, this is the type of interviewing we need right here. I respect it. You got a subscriber out of me, PBD, because what Patrick Bet David just said was like, we know that. We talked about that. I'm asking you though, Did you take his name?
That's what people.
Oh, that was the
talk
conversation.
about.
No, and we talked. That's why the interview did well, because we specifically talked about that. He had a
Well,
big
you
role in
You
that.
ain't mentioning it to me.
Oh,
that
no,
he
no, the
was a
question
crack,
I asked
that he was
is-
abusing crack.
Yeah,
I'm sure he
ain't no
came
big
and
boy.
lied to you and told you he made $3 million a day, and he never did. He ever show you a home?
No.
Did he ever show you a home?
He said he owned
Did he
a
show
few
you his
buildings.
car collection?
No.
Did he show you his watch collection? What the $3 million a day? Where was it going to? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
thank you.
it's-
Thank you. Thank you. This
Yeah, it's-
PBD. your listeners deserve better. This is Ricky Rose.
Did he at all inspire the name, though? That's the only question.
I thought I've answered that 3 times.
I don't think you did. I think you went to crack, and I know he had the crack issue.
Why would
He
a crackhead
introduced it to a lot of young kids, and it was a bad thing?
Why would a crackhead inspire the boss Rick Ross to want to be the informant? That's not. No, that's why the lawsuit failed.
So the
brother.
two of you guys.
Nah, Rick Ross, you full of shit. You full of shit. Let's go back. First of all, you saying, did he show his homes? Did he show this? No. Why would he? He was a kingpin. Why would he show his lifestyle when there is a time where there's no social media, when he's probably actively being looked at by the feds? In fact, he went to prison because he was a kingpin and somebody dimed him out. So you ain't even in the right place. You gotta stay in a rapper's place, because what you are not was ever a drug kingpin, drug dealer, whatever it may be. That's not you. You do not get to ask those type of questions. You are just a rapper. And Rick Ross, you didn't answer that question 3 times. You did say no, not at all, but it didn't sound confident when you said it, and the interview didn't hear you. So PBD is asking you, and he's telling you, hey, nah, you keep going straight to the crackhead shit. But what I need is an answer, boy. Give me that answer, boy. Yeah.
guys have never spoken one-on-one.
Brother, you lowering the standards of the interview now. We can't focus on crack.
If I ran a poll,
We can't focus on crack. I have a car show coming out that's so huge. My dentist, shout out to Dr. Mario Montoya. You know, there's people out here that Freeway Rick Ross, he could have used a teeth cleaning. Did you offer him a teeth cleaner?
I should have.
Heavy plaque.
You think so?
Oh man, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And I
But you guys never met,
I got a dentist office. We actually was during a lawsuit. Yeah, he reached out to shake my hand, and I didn't shake his hand. He said it in an interview.
He said he called you in 2008, and he said sometime you guys
He never called me.
He said, and you offered to help him or something like that.
That's stop. Big cap. If I offered to help him, why would he sue and not get nothing? Come on, man. You got to be smarter than that. It's not even realistic. He filed a lawsuit basing some shit on some shit that wasn't even real. But when you cooperate your whole life, that's all you know. We kicked him to sleep and we moved on about our business.
Hey, man. I love Rick Ross as a rapper, as an entertainer, damn near as a comedian. But I'm just looking at his mannerisms when he's talking to this man. He ain't looked him in his eyes one time. He hiding behind them shades. He's looking down. He's looking in the complete other direction. And that's because he don't even believe what he's saying. And he knows that he's deflecting, and he's out here playing games. At the end of the day, the people know that you took your name, your moniker. We know what you used to do. We know that you took that from a kingpin drug dealer in Freeway Ricky Ross out of Los Angeles, California, South Central. That had nothing to do with you. You didn't know him. You didn't have no personal relationship with him. Nothing. But yet, instead of you saying, hey man, the lawsuit didn't work out, bested him, you came up here playing. And now people like me are going to call you out. Rick Ross, you have gotten into this egotistical maniac character at this point, and I don't like where it's going, because a lot of the stuff you just ain't making sense. You just saying like, and then it's like, clean my boat, clean the bottom of my boat, come cut my grass, and you talking about people's mamas and all of that, and it's just like, we don't respect that over here, Rick Ross. You can't flaunt your wealth in front of us and expect us to just go with it because you're wealthy. No, the truth is the truth. You're not like that. I ain't saying you ain't never did what you did in the streets. I don't know that. But you're not like what you're saying you're like. That's for sure. Or else you would have been federally indicted as well. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. Do y'all think that Rick Ross is doing too much? Do you think he ain't doing enough? Let me know down below in the comments, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. And after you hit that like button and the subscribe button and all that, hit that hype button. Keep me in the algorithm, man. I've been performing very well. I appreciate y'all, man. We out, baby. Boom.
IG-TheLaFlare.
It's him.